Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about vampires. And this movie is directed by John Carpenter and came out in 1998. And I've never seen this movie before. It was just on Netflix, and I decided to watch it. And I've been wanting to see some other films from John Carpenter that I have not yet checked out. And this one was fine, I guess. I didn't really get much out of it. I was never scared by anything. The action was entertaining at best, but I wish I cared about what was going on. And that might be one of my biggest issues with the movie, is that I didn't feel as though the action had much weight to it. It just kind of happens, and I didn't really care about any of the characters. Like, that's a big problem. And I didn't really find anyone interesting, and whenever they do try to flesh out any of the characters, it's pretty much what you would expect. Like, the main character, he had his parents killed by vampires, and like you can probably guess where the story's going to go from there. And it's just a bunch of people who are hunting down vampires, and that's about it. It's kind of like Blade, except it doesn't have the same soundtrack. It has its own score, which is decent, and I enjoyed it while I was listening to it, while I was watching the movie. But overall, I just didn't feel as though I got much out of it, and I really liked the first third of the movie. I thought it set up everything pretty well, and there were elements of the movie that stood out with the editing, like a lot of cross-dissolve shots that I thought looked kind of cool. And there are things that I enjoyed about the movie, but overall, I just wasn't in love with the tone of the film, and I wish there was more to it, and because of that, there wasn't a whole lot for me there. I was getting a little bit impatient with it, and once we got into like the second act of the movie, that's where everything just gets kind of dull for me, and I'm no longer into it, and I kind of wished that it was over at that point. And the first third of the movie could have been like its own short film, and it would have been pretty good, but the movie drags on for so long, and there's nothing really interesting that it explores, and any surprises I saw coming a mile away, and it just wasn't anything memorable. It was never terrible, it was just overall a very bland movie where not a whole lot happened, and even the stuff that does happen is nothing special. And this movie does try to be goofy and silly at certain points in the movie, but once we get to like 40 minutes into it, the movie just takes itself way too seriously, and it's no longer fun. It's supposed to be like completely serious for the rest of it, and I didn't really get a whole lot of enjoyment out of it. And even during those first 40 minutes, it was kind of taking itself seriously. Although I did kind of enjoy the movie, like partially serious, partially goofy, like mixing those two elements together. It made it enjoyable, but it just steps into the wrong direction after that point, and because of that, it doesn't really leave much of an impression on me. And that's about all I have to say about vampires. There isn't really much to say about it. It's fine, it's serviceable. If you want to watch it, then watch the first 40 minutes and then stop watching after that point, because it doesn't get much better after that point, and it kind of peaks during that entire section, and the rest of the movie is just meh. If it looks interesting to you, then I guess check it out. If not, then skip it. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Vampires a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of vampires, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Nosferatu the Vampire. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.